Oh, that doesn't look very interesting. Let me just clean that a bit. That's better. So we moved Mum in to her care home yesterday. We actually got there before she did. We were bringing in stuff, even though it was locked down. They weren't accepting visitors. Most places weren't even accepting new residents, but Nicola managed to get her a place in there, and we were there as she arrived. And not long after she arrived, they got a call from the hospital because she had had a blood test done that day, and they had released her before she had received the results, and it was determined that she was positive for coronavirus, and that was the first case of the virus in that home. So immediately she had to be locked down and isolated. She had no symptoms, and as long as she continues to have no symptoms, she'll remain there isolated and locked down, which means she can have no visitors. And it also means that myself and Nicola, we had to leave with masks on, and we've got to self-isolate for 2 weeks, which is not a problem for me because that's what I do anyway. But it's an issue for her because she wanted to go back to work and she's got to remain signed off, and she's all right financially. She still gets her money, but she can't work and she can't buy food easily, but she can have it delivered. But we were talking about, well, what happens, when Mum eventually dies, and she was looking very, very ill. So I don't know how much longer she's got, but she's alone. She's not answering her phone. No one can go see her. But when she actually goes, I said, well, we'll just sell up everything. We'll just liquidate everything and then take it from there. I don't know how much there will be. It doesn't matter. I've got maybe a few ideas. I was saying I could go to South America and do a shamanic ayahuasca retreat. I could do that first, and then depending on what comes from that, perhaps come back and buy a van, a slightly bigger van, one I can stand up in, that's designed for all year round living, and try doing that. And if there's enough money to do that and to support me like it was before, that's how I'd live. I don't really want to live in a bricks and mortar thing with council tax and rates and this and that. I want nothing like that. Just a bit of insurance, a bit of tax, road tax, and making sure the upkeep of the van, keeping the van healthy and serviced. And that's very simple compared to what it takes to live with bills, electricity. I want to generate my own. I want solar panel. I want off-grid. I'd love to find somewhere, maybe I go up to Scotland where it's much easier to wild camp and find places I can just park in and just be in nature and write and connect virtually and use the internet and so on. That's what I was doing before. There's also Israel and the possibility of making Aliyah, which is, emigrating there, and that's also a possibility. And then there's the possibility of anything that's not imagined in this moment, that between now and that point things can change, other ideas can arrive. I don't know. I don't have to know. I'm just in this moment. Nicola took a few things with her. She's slowly taking stuff that she wants. Anything she doesn't want, I'll just take to the charity shop. Maybe some things will be sold if they have real value, jewellery or something like that, but otherwise just want to get rid of it. And it's unsustainable for me to remain here, so we might as well sell it and get at whatever value is after the mortgage is taken out and all of that, pay off any debts, or when it's actually in a state of free and clear. I'll also know perhaps what I could do, what might be done. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I just have to carry on. I live in the present. It's a beautiful day. It's lovely and warm. I'm going to go out for a walk. I've got plenty of food. We're told we're not supposed to leave. I have to self-isolate because of my being in the presence of the virus. So I may have it and I have to self-isolate, but Walking in the country is okay, in the fields is fine. I'll keep away from people as I do anyway. So it's not. I'm living my normal life. In fact, if anything, it's easier. If I do walk into to town to get food, which is allowed, it's not a lot of people. Most shops are closed, and I do it at a time when it's people are not there anyway. Not first thing in the morning, but more likely last thing at night. But this is my kind of living. This is how I live. It's interesting that the world around me is being forced to do the same and give me lots of space. I'll wait to hear from Nicola when she is able to get through to Mum or find out information, or if she does develop symptoms and they have to move her, we'll have to go back and pick up all the stuff that we gave her, the television, photos, stuff, to personalise her room for her. It's a lovely room. It's very big and airy, and she's got a lovely purple electric reclining chair, so she's very comfortable. Her television works perfectly. She's got all the channels she wants, and she's happy with that. She'll be happy to stay there. She doesn't want to go back to hospital, but if she has symptoms, she'll have to. But she won't survive. She is far too weak and far too ill that if she gets something else on top of all of that, she just won't survive. And maybe that would be the most humane thing to happen, that she shouldn't linger and she shouldn't suffer. And then we just end it. This part of my life is ending, and then there will be some financial assistance coming to me as a result of her assets. Not a lot, but enough to, with what I have, to definitely give me options, and then I'll experience and understand what it is I should do. But I don't need to know right now, because I don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. I don't have all the information I need to make that decision, because it's not now. Then that's okay by me. I don't need to know. Nicola was only here one day, so now I'm back to solitude again, and she will only return probably when either it's over for Mum, or if we have to remove her stuff, which she'd have to help me with. Not going to keep the car. We're not going to insure it. It's just going to stay in the garage for now. I don't need to drive. I walk everywhere. And then we'll sell it. We would have given it to my nephew because he needs a car, his first car, but it's automatic, and that's not right for somebody here who learns on a manual to have straight away. You need to have a manual car for at least a year, 18 months, perhaps a bit longer, before you have enough skills developed that you could drive an automatic and it not detriment your ability to drive the manual car. So we'll just sell it. And I thought, well, if I'm still living here, so pipe dream stuff, I'll get a little bike. I'll get a push bike, electric bike maybe. I'd love the idea of being able to ride a bike and also have assistance going up hills and so on. But I can only have a bike if I have a home. And I don't feel like I won't be taking over this place. I won't be paying to continue it. We'll just liquidate it, and I'll have my share and go from there. So that's a quick update before I go out for my walk.